Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Strange Academy Presents The Death of Doctor Strange. This is a one-shot comic book brought to you by RatedComics. I'm not in the comic book store today. With that being said, let's get into the review. As we previously know from the Death of Doctor Strange issue, you can check out the playlist at the end of this video if you like. Doctor Strange has passed away, and with the Sorcerer Supreme mysteriously murdered, the responsibility to preserve the magic barrier around the Earth that warded off all dimensional threats is now fallen. So what does that mean? Well, we begin this issue years ago with Enchantress and Doctor Strange, and Enchantress made a deal with the wizards that she would sacrifice her firstborn in exchange for jewelry. We'll get to the jewelry, what it is, later on in this issue. Doctor Strange is obviously pretty pissed off at her, and he's like, I never thought you would have kids. How could you do this? And she's like, well, I made the deal because I never thought I would have any kids. And as you can see, it kind of backfired, but you know what? Can you do it for my kids? I need this favor from you. So what did Doctor Strange do? He turned the wizards into stone. And Enchantress like, that's a neat trick. But when your spell wears off, he'll return for my child. And Doctor Strange tells Enchantress, don't worry, Pulsari will remain a stone decoration, and little Iric will be safe and sound as long as I shall live. Now in present time, we're at the Strange Academy, and these students are told that Doctor Strange has died, and needless to say, the impact of his death is going to have a ripple effect throughout every dimensional realm and existence. Our school is no exception, so for the safety of the students, and the students' safety is the utmost of importance, class will be suspended and you all will be returning homes until further notice. But rest assured, we will open up as soon as we feel safe to do so. Now Alvi is grabbing his stuff and he's about to leave the school, and then the wizard that Enchantress made the promise to kidnapped Iric. Alvi is like, what? He is pissed. So he meets his mom, Enchantress, at a restaurant, and he tells her, you traded your firstborn son for a piece of jewelry? How could you? And she casually sips her, it looks like a delicious vino. She tells Alvi, it just wasn't a piece of jewelry. It was a pendant of Yolindo, and it saved my life. Besides, I never intended to have any children, so this kind of would make the deal easy. And Alvi's like, well, aren't you just Mother of the Year? It's like, okay, it's funny dialogue. And she tells him, well, don't just sit around you like a moody teenager. Join me and let's go get your little brother back. Oh my gosh, this is starting to get really fun right here. So they go into the portal, poof, they're gone. And the waiters and waitress is like, she didn't pay her bill. And the waiter's like, bro, girl, she never does. So they take a portal to Weird World. And in Weird World, they have to find the wizard to draw out the map maker, and they have to do this as fast as they can. Otherwise, they're going to lose Iric to Pulsari forever. And the thing about Weird World is things around there move around. Nothing's ever the same. It's like a child drawing the same picture twice. It's never the same. So we need to visit Chase and Avery. They're the map makers, and when they get to Chase and Avery, the map makers, they ask him to have a little conversation. What are you doing here? I'm sorry to bother you, but my son is missing his younger brother. Do you think you can help us? They're like, well, do you want to play? It's going to cost you. She's obviously willing to pay. So the map they draw is the castle of the wizard Pulsari. So they give her the map, and Enchantress gives them payment in the form of ice cream from ice cream truck that you look like you get from when you're in elementary school. And this map is drawn like in crayon, and it's all over the place. I guess what do you expect? It's kids, right? Now it turns out the map makers are never wrong, so they know where Pulsari is at. And when we get a look at Pulsari, he's this giant, powered dwarf monster, and he's training Iric like an Asgardian battery, and he tells him, hey, you're not looking so well, Iric. Well, of course I'm not looking well when I'm about to die. Pulsari needs to find another Asgardian to drain, and it turns out he see Iric is on Weird World, and that's okay because he's looking to drain his battery too. And the reason why he wants to continue draining it is because taking the power of a god and mixing it with Ancient Star has made him one of the most powerful beings on Earth. Not Earth, Weird World. Lucky for him, Alvi's on the planet, and he's going to go look for him. And he's on the way to his place. Enchantress and Alvi land nearby, and Alvi's complaining about reading a map that is drawn by children. Enchantress is like, well, look, I mean, you just need to think like a child in order to read a map that's drawn by a child. And Alvi's like, maybe if you would have thought more like a mother, I know how to do that a bit better. And she's like, well, you're right, son. I wasn't there for you and your brother. But there's a reason for that. She felt she couldn't be there because she couldn't be the right mother for them. So in the end, she left because it would have made their life hard. And you and Iric deserve better. That's why I brought you home, and for you to be raised by your father in Asgard. And because your father was just the right kind of example that you guys needed, I knew you guys would be in good, capable hands. And then Alvi's like, okay, speaking of Dad, that's exactly who we need here to help with this hunt, right? And then emerging is Goletta, the Wizard Slayer. She's like, die, wizards! Hello! And she's about to, annihilate them, but Enchantress is like, sorry, you're not going to be doing any wizard slaying today. So she tangles her up, and she's like, who are you? What are you doing? She's like, well, I am Goletta, the Wizard Slayer, and you are a wizard, and I smell wizard, and the scent of wizard I need to slay. And Enchantress is like, well, you're in luck then, because we know of a wizard that needs slain. What if I ask you to spare my son and me instead? Join us on our journey to slay a much more deserving wizard. And Goletta's like, well, which wizard would that be? A buffoon named Pulsari. So she agrees to the terms. And the reason why she agreed to the terms is because Pulsari has caused much misery over the centuries, and people have been going through suffering with him. And ever since Doctor Strange died, he has been unstoned, just causing a whole bunch of trouble. Now, all of a sudden, Pulsari makes an appearance, and he's like, hello, Enchantress. I've been expecting you. I'm so glad you brought your other son with you. This one is worn out. And he drops Iric on the ground, just like, I need another one. And they're like, oh my God, he's drained Iric of everything. And they're like, and Goletta's like, all right, well, let's go ahead and slay. I love how mother and son bond over this battle. They're just going to work with this Pulsari and his minions of, I don't know what the heck they are. I don't even follow this issue, Strange Academy. So it's just like a magical epic fight, and Alvi is about to be consumed by the minions, and he screams out to his mother for help. She blasts off this energy, magic blast, and Goletta goes to Pulsari, and she axes him on his chest, and he laughs. He's like, you dumb barbarian woman. My skin was born of a nether beast and leathered, and your axe cannot penetrate my skin. She's like, well, that's funny. I wasn't trying to penetrate your gross skin. I was chopping off your pretty necklace so that boy can destroy it. And you, Alvi, would you mind, please? And Alvi destroys the necklace, and Pulsari is like, no, I am nothing without the boy's necklace. And Goletta's like, that's right. Wanna know why? Because I'm the Wizard Slayer. Now, I gotta leave a little meat on the bone with this issue, Strange Academy, Death of Doctor Strange. Link in description if you guys wish to purchase the book. My thoughts on this is a fun adventure comic that is weird, but there is heart to this issue as it addresses an absent mother that uses her firstborn son for a piece of jewelry, even though, as explained, it was a piece of jewelry that saved her life. This story also connected her mother with the son, which I thought the dialogue was comedic and it's touching, and this book does have heart to it. I think the art's incredible. It's just a fun read, and I would not mind reading this over and over again. It's just a fun read. Like I said, I don't follow the Strange Academy. I just don't, but I do like the Death of Doctor Strange, and I want to see more other stories of what happened because of the ramifications of the death of Doctor Strange, or Doctor Strange's death in the portal that he had protecting the Earth and other dimensional monsters. Hey, this will be a fun read. So with that being said, Strange Academy, the Death of Doctor Strange. What do you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy, don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.